Here's two turbos from a twin turbo kit for a 350Z. So I did a rebuild on those. So in this video I'm going to show you what to expect if you need to rebuild these turbos. So first off, these needed a rebuild because somebody just ran them way too hot. Their EGTs were too hot and it burned up the plastic pieces on the inside of the cages. These are an OEM Garrett ball bearing turbochargers, but they are modified. The compressor wheels are about 56 millimeter, and I think it's 56 by 76. So that's not an OEM Garrett compressor wheel that I've ever seen. And then the turbines that were in these, I think they were GT2837s, which is a really hard turbine to get. They're like 53 millimeter by 55 or something like that. There's also a 51 millimeter by 55 or somewhere around there. And then, so anyway, for the turbines, I didn't have those, so I had to upgrade these. The turbine that I used in this was a GT3076R turbine wheel, which is a common one for the GT3071R. It's 55 by 60. So I had to machine the turbine housings to fit those. As far as the rest of the rebuild, it was actually relatively the same as all the other Garrett rebuilds. If you haven't seen me rebuild one of these, you can watch my other videos. I have one on the GT3071R turbo rebuild, and I think I have one on the 35R. For both of these turbos, just keep in mind that they are differently clocked. This one comes up at the top and the other one comes out at the side. This one is your passenger side one, and the other one is your driver's side. The cool thing about these turbos is that they're so big and they're rated, APS rated their kit at 854 horsepower on the dynos, what they got, which is pretty impressive for having these two turbos. They're also really compact. They're not like overly big or anything. Both housings are really compressed together because the ball bearing center section isn't really that wide. So it's a really compact kit. And of course it takes all the parts that the genuine Garrett turbos take. So if you want to rebuild these, it is possible, but if you need the turbines, you're probably going to have to upgrade them just like I did. As for the compressor wheels, if you ever needed the compressor wheel for that, you'll probably have to upgrade that one too. And you may even have to upgrade it to like a 60-1 compressor wheel because the tip height is so tall on these turbos, which is probably why it makes so much good power. These have a .86 exhaust housing, which is the biggest one offered in T2. Now there is a .64, which is a lot smaller. I would recommend going to the .86. I think that's perfect for these. These are set up for external wastegate, so this is welded off. If you guys haven't seen the APS turbo kit for this, you should go check them out on their website. It's really an impressive kit. It's made very simple and very well made. So if you're looking for a 350Z turbo kit, you should check that out. They also do have a single kit, I think, a single turbo kit, but this is their twin turbo kit. If you want to learn more information about turbos, just like you've seen in this video, you can always subscribe to this channel. These are T2 flange on the exhaust housing, and they have the Nissan 5-bolt outlet too. This one right here is your passenger side, and this one is your driver's side. See how it's clocked in comparison to the turbine housing, and then your oil feed is just right there. Now some people drill that pin out, which you're not supposed to do that, so don't do that. That pin retains the cage in its position. If you do drill that out, you're going to have a lot of problems, and you're going to have to rebuild the turbo and possibly replace nearly the whole turbo. So it could cost you a lot of money if you do that, so don't mess with that. They are dual ball bearings, so they spin extremely easy. These from APS are sleeved. They did an okay job. I mean, I've sleeved my fair share of housings, and I know that I can do a better job than what they did with these. So what I didn't like about the way that they sleeve these is that there's a ridge somewhere on the housing where they didn't quite get it all. It's right there. So basically it's like that because whenever they put this on to machine the front, it wasn't quite center because they didn't center it up and then machine it back evenly. So if you ever need to upgrade these, you're probably going to have to resurface the outside if you want to grab it on the outside, or resurface the inside if you want to grab it on the inside. You could probably upgrade these to a GT3076 or GTX 3076 compressor wheel. If you need the machining service or rebuild service for these turbos, you can always contact us at turbolabamerica@gmail.com. Another thing is, if you need the parts to do your own build, we do have those available. If you go to our website, turbolabofamerica.com, and go to Shop Turbo Parts Here, that'll direct you to our eBay store. You can always subscribe to the store, which you will be notified by eBay when we put anything on promotion or do sales.